Hey there, welcome back to another review, and this time it is, well, it's a couple titles. This one says The Last Jaws. Another title was The Last Shark, but it was also known as Great White. Once again, thanks to Till from Germany for sending this to me. Really cool cover. And I thought this was an entertaining, decent Italian knockoff of Jaws. Really, this is a remake of Jaws. That's why they don't need to remake Jaws, because they already did it here. And Universal thought so too, because when this film came out, some places say 1981, but another place said it was 1982. So maybe like 81 overseas and then 82 in the US. I don't know what year I'll put on this. But it was released, some say 2 weeks, some say a month in the US, until Universal finally was successful in suing these guys and taking this movie out of theaters. And that's why this film has never been released officially in the US, because Universal sued them and said, no, you're not going to release here. I will say this is a lot better than Jaws 4, which Universal released. So, and this is one of the better Jaws knockoffs, I would say, because it's very short. It's only an hour and 20 some minutes. It has a lot of fun and pretty funny moments. The shark has a tendency to hit stuff from the bottom, almost as if it has a dynamite on its nose. Because when he hits people, or not people, when he hits stuff, there's like an explosion. So you have this one scene here where there's a guy on this boat, and you can't see it, but when the shark hits from underneath, the body flies up out of the boat like a torpedo and falls into the water. The effects, they're not good, but I get some fun charm from them as a, to the point of I'd rather watch this than the Sci-Fi Channel films. Yeah, it's a practical effect that's not good, but it's a practical effect that I find some charm with. Because at least they tried a practical shark creature. Granted, it's not fantastic, but it's, or good, but it's still fun. I'll still take this over shitty CGI. And at least I understood this movie, unlike that 1979 film Crocodile. This actually has some decent actors. James Franciscus, who was in Beneath the Planet of the Apes. He was in, what was that movie? I think he was in The Swarm, and a film called When Time Ran Out. He's no longer with us. And then Vic Morrow, who unfortunately had the tragedy with the Twilight Zone, the movie where him and two kids died from a helicopter crash. And Vic Morrow, he's sort of the quint of the movie, but at times seems like he has a Scottish accent. I don't know if he's supposed to be that. But still, him and James Franciscus, I thought they did a decent job acting-wise. Movie goes at a decent enough pace. You got a lot of fun, over-the-top moments. I mean, there's a guy who gets on this helicopter, and I guess they're going to try to pick the shark up by putting some bait there. But then the guy falls and he's hanging, and the shark rises up and bites the guy in half. And then also takes the helicopter down, a la Jaws 2. And you actually see a long shot of the shark taking down the helicopter to the water. So that was entertaining. It rips a dock open, or pulls a dock apart and drags people on this dock. And this fun shot where the shark grabs one guy and you see it in the jaws of its mouth and going down. It stars James Franciscus as this author named Peter Benton. I'm like, okay, I get what you did there. Peter Benton, an author, as in Peter Benchley, the author of Jaws. Get it? two authors. One's Peter Benchley. This is Peter Benton. Peter Ben. Okay, idea what you did there. So it seems like even they knew. It's like, call it like it is. Just have it be an author, and we can't say Peter Benchley, so just say Peter Benton. That's his name. They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing. And there was this windsurfing competition. Shark rises up. Explosion. Surfboard's bit. Guy rises up. Nice bit of slow-mo. Anytime they hit, I thought that was pretty fun. And then he's dragged down, killed. James Franciscus has a daughter and a wife, Vic Morrow. Him and James Franciscus find the piece of this board. They find this arm on this empty boat. They have a meeting. The regatta, the party still needs to go on. But at least in this movie, the governor at least says, hey, let's put some nets in there. But it must go on. Some decent uses of slow-mo, like the shark going through, cutting back to people going to the water and back and forth. The shark bites through the net. And I think by doing that, I think this buoy is with it. And all of a sudden, during the windsurfing regatta, these people just keep dropping off their surfboards. And you have a guy on the boat that gets flown up and then pulled down. This is the scene I mentioned, which was entertaining. James Franciscus and Vic Morrow try to go into the water, and they're trying to figure out what's going on, and they have to escape into these caves. And literally the shark, yeah, I know it looks like a toy, but I get some charm out of it. It's actually hitting the fucking cave to bury them in there. So the shark literally is burying them in the cave. Makes more sense than Jaws 4's plot. And the two guys have to blow a hole to escape. These stupid kids go out with guns to try to kill it. They shoot at stock footage of a shark. So it's like them, then you got the stock footage of a shark. Decent editing, and at least since this is a late 70s, early 80s film, at least the stock footage matches a bit closer because they almost have the same film quality. And I like the way films look back in this day. I like that sort of, I don't want to say gritty, I don't want to say grimy, but it just has that certain film quality that I miss in movies. But then the James Franciscus, his daughter's leg gets bit. And there's one part before that where the shark, I guess, uses its own body with blood to jam the boat. Like, as he comes up and sort of makes the boat jam by using part of his body. I'm like, okay. And then this girl gets her leg bit, which that could have been edited a bit better because I was confused for a second. Like, wait, was her leg bit? Like, either go over the top with the gore or just pull the leg off or something. I will say the governor, weirdly enough, it's not that I like the character, or I think the actor did great, but they actually try to do something where the governor kind of they try to turn him to a decent guy. Because he goes up to his son, who is the idiot that took the boat out, and James Franciscus, now his daughter has no leg, and the governor gets pissed and slaps the son, knowing it's the son's fault, and then goes out to kill the shark himself at a chopper. So I'm like, okay, the governor's actually trying to do something. So wow, it's not a governor that's just 100% evil and only cares about his ass. Okay, that was a little bit different. I didn't mind that in the script. But then he gets bit in half and the chopper gets pulled down. Again, it took me a minute to go, what's he trying to do? Is he trying to hoist the shark up so it suffocates or something? And then meanwhile, some other folks are trying to hunt the shark, along with this TV cameraman. And then Vic Morrow and James Franciscus are out there with dynamite. Vic Morrow gets tangled and gets dragged away by the shark. That's where the shark goes here, tears this dock away, pulls one guy. No, there's like an explosion, and then these people pull the one guy out of the water, but he's been bit in half. Kills another guy. You see the guy in the shark's mouth. You probably need a bigger body count here than you do in Jaws 1. Because you got the girl, you got the kid, you got, well, the guy whose leg gets bit off. No, I mean not bit off, but the guy who dies when it's Brody's kid out there. And then Quint. Probably missing someone, but you get, I think a little bit bigger body count here. At least a little bit. And trying to remember. Oh yeah, James Franciscus gets there to rescue them. Does rescue them. He's on that dock. It gets pulled away again. Finds Vic Morrow, who is dragged, and I guess he drowned while being dragged. The shark eats Vic Morrow's body, which has dynamite on it. James Franciscus, he has no reason to jump off the dock. Maybe he thinks it was going to get blown up too when he hit the switch, but he jumps off it for no reason. Just to look cool. Let me look cool! And blows up the shark. And I like the way the explosion was, where it kind of blew up the shark in half into two pieces. And then he gets back, and you have this one news reporter who was a complete asshole throughout it, and just James Franciscus just decks him in the face and goes off. Pretty much when the monster's dead, the movie's over. The music is, I mean, it's an Italian movie, so you get probably, the music is going to be a bit weird. The effects are not good, but they're fun, entertaining to watch. James Franciscus I liked. Vic Morrow, I didn't mind him. Went at a decent enough pace. It's only an hour and 20-some minutes. It's not 2 hours or anything of that nature. Did some fun shark attack scenes, people exploding, flying up in the air. So I guess you wouldn't call it a good movie, but it was an entertaining film. It's a film that I think if you're into killer shark movies, Great White is worth at least one watch. It's really an Italian remake of Jaws. That's really what it is. And maybe if they do remake Jaws, they'll just re-release this movie. But that's when they will finally get a DVD release in the U.S. We'll remake Jaws. People get pissed. Then you just show this movie. Just instead of Great White, you call it Jaws. And it's like, wow, this really has that 80s feel. A lot of movies say they have this 80s feel to it. They want it. Wow, this really does have an 80s feel. But yeah, it is a remake of Jaws. Even these effects have an 80s feel. Wow. That's really something. That would be funny as hell. That'd be funny as hell. We don't remake Jaws and then just release this in theaters. I would applaud them if they did that. Just for the balls of that. And you know what? If they did remake Jaws, this would still be better than a remake of Jaws. If they did it today, this would be better. I'm calling it here. One day they will remake Jaws. But like I said, you don't need to. They already did it. It's already been done. So I had fun with it. It's not great. It's not up there in I still put Jaws and Jaws 2 and Deep Blue Sea above it. The Shallows I will put above it. But not nearly as bad as a lot of stuff I've seen. What was that one? God, I can't tell those Sci-Fi Channel films apart. They all blur together to me. But it's better than Killer Fish. It's better than that fucking crocodile movie I saw. I would put this above Blood Surf. I mean, I know it's a crocodile movie, but Blood Surf was a time waster. I would put this above it. It's funny, if you watch the trailer to this, they even got the narrator who did the trailer to Jaws 1 and 2 and 3. I think he did all the Jaws trailers. Percy Rodriguez, great. He's no longer with us, but he's a great voice, great narrator in trailers, voiced over in trailers. He did the trailer for this as well, so that's probably another reason why. And I think this was the poster, this here. You know, a woman and a shark going in the mouth. But this is much more. So yeah, that's probably why Universal got very pissed. Yeah, overall, I'm glad to have this. Really appreciate from the Till from Germany. This was fun to watch. This was fun to watch. But thanks for watching. Take care. I think this has 2 versions of the film. One's an hour. Yeah, one's like 5 minutes longer, give or take. So that's the one I saw. No other features. There is a feature on YouTube about 12 minutes long. 2 people who saw the film. They just talk about the flick. And some memorabilia they have, like posters and such. But yeah. For an Italian knockoff of Jaws, it could have been a lot worse. It was to the point, and it got a lot of smiles out of me. There were quite a few times that I smiled and chuckled and had fun with, I will admit. I'll take this over a lot of creature features today, like Life with Ryan Reynolds or fucking Alien Come and shit. I'll take this. Again, that's a cool cover, too. That's a great cover. So I had fun with this. Thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.